Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whatever the case may be. Today I'm gonna do a whip and chat of my country charm, which is the rooster. As you can see, there's the rooster. This morning I did this section here during Jill's live, and then I had a nap. Yes, I had a nap. I was up late last night. So today is February 12th. So for today's birthday and horoscope, February 12th. Although a good and clear reasoner, you are, at a critical time, apt to be impractical. Speculation would be dangerous for you. You are fond of music and art and have some ability for both. You prefer the company of the opposite sex and are quite popular. So, if any of you have a birthday today, happy birthday. Next is update on my rainbow kitten. As you can see, I've been plowing through this like crazy. Just going to town on this, and it's coming along really nicely. It looks so pretty. Yes. Let me turn the music down just a touch. There. So yeah, I just do one thread of floss, well, like one bunch thread, yeah, of floss, and then when it's done, then I set it aside. But yeah, yesterday I did this color, and I'm at the bottom, so I'm keeping it there until I move the hoop. Actually, I'll do that later. Then I can finish that off. But it's gonna be tricky. There's little individual ones here, and a lot of confetti in the eyes. Yeah, a lot of confetti in the eyes. That's a notification on my phone. But yeah, so I'll be working on that later. I don't know about tonight, but maybe tonight, possibly. But as you can see, there's really not that much left to do of this one because it is a partial. So this is like the largest section here, and then, well, there's, yeah, anyways. So I'm just gonna get to work on this section. I'm actually gonna cover the flower up and just work on the body and tail of the rooster. Yeah, there. I am drinking coffee, and I'm still having an issue with my plumbing, with my tanks being frozen. So what I ended up doing was because if you've seen the previous videos where I mentioned I got a water dispenser, a countertop water dispenser, as a Christmas present from my parents. I have it also came with two jugs of water, and I went and I filled one with tap water so that I don't have to keep running the tap, and also because the water that's in the water dispenser is pretty much gone. Well, there's just a tiny bit left. So yeah, I got that so that I've got water for coffee or tea or what have you. And because there's not enough, yeah, there's still too much water in the tub for me to do dishes. But I am gonna go out later and check on the valves. That's the word. Yes. But it's actually a nice temperature in here right now. Of course, I am remembering to turn the space heater off in the bedroom before I come out here and make a cup of coffee, because if I don't, then if I'm running the coffee maker and the space heater in the bedroom kicks in, then it pops the breaker, because I've got the little space heater going underneath. I am concerned about the plumbing, because I really I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can just keep doing what I'm doing, and every so often I can go out with the heat gun, I guess, and run that across the pipes. That's all I can really do. And fingers crossed that the pipes don't crack when the water thaws. Well, it's not just when the water thaws, because when water freezes, it expands. So hopefully, well, there's still enough room, like in the tanks, like, right? It's not like the tanks are sealed off and the water has nowhere to go. Like when it freezes, it's got room to expand. And if you can hear if you can actually hear the music in the background, it is original work from a YouTuber, and he shares it on Spotify. So I am listening to it on Spotify. I made a playlist of all of his albums, and it's funny music. The lyrics are, yeah, pretty funny. Oops. Yeah, so this, if you've seen any of the WIP and chats previously of this particular canvas, Country Charm, it's the partial, it's a rooster, it's a diamond dots. So I'm not that big a fan of the drills from Diamond Dots, because they the bottom of them, quite often they like bow in, or they bow out just a tiny bit. Not all of them, just every so often I'll come across one. Yeah, it's around, which is why it's going so fast. I am yeah, last night my boyfriend came over and we finished watching the second Hunger Games movie, and then we watched all of the third one. Yeah, and he had a bit of a nap during the third one. I think he slept for like about a half hour. Yeah, before he went home. Oh, that's gotta stay covered. Stay covered. Okay, gotta every so often I gotta double check to make sure that I'm still in frame on the camera for you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I find I guess I'm getting just a little bit burnt out from doing diamond paintings, so I'm not working as much on my diamond paintings during the day or night. I've been doing more cross stitch, as you saw. So yeah, I'm planning on getting more cross stitch kits. I was showing, I showed my boyfriend last night that I finished the pink tree. Yeah, and then I was showing him the I couldn't remember I was showing him the birds, which is a counted cross stitch, but for some reason I couldn't remember the counted part. Yeah. So yeah, I was showing it to him, and yeah, he seemed interested. Yeah, I showed him the progress with my grotesque Cookie Monster, and he's like, "Yeah, I still prefer the original Cookie Monster." He's not into like the gross and creepy and scary and all of that. So I think I'm gonna look for another Cookie Monster that's not like one that he'll like, that I know he will like. A nice Cookie Monster. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I would you think I'm goofy, but and corny, but I want to get some cross stitch kits of Transformers. Oh, cross stitch kits of 80s cartoon characters. Oh man, I would love to get a stack of those. And then I just sit there and work on those. I know he would love it because, yeah, he's an 80s kid like me. Like, he's just a few months older than me. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure I've got his birthday written down in my book here. It'll take a few minutes. It'll take me a few minutes to find it. Oh, there's Jill's birthday, April 4th. There's an X, there's an X. Do I really need to have my ex-boyfriend's birthdays written in here? No. My mom's, I'm keeping my mom's in here, that's for sure. Oh, there we go, found it. Along with two others that I can I can get rid of. I'm just reading his birthday horoscope. His is my boyfriend's birthday is May 30th. You have a quick temper, yes, he does, and are inclined toward dominating and dictating your ideas, desires, and opinions. He's a little bit more laid back. I haven't seen him like that way. I haven't really seen his temper either, but I've heard stories from him. You are sorry immediately when you have let your emotions get beyond control. You like good literature. He's an 80s kid. He doesn't read. He's into cartoons. And the pleasure of associating with interesting and witty people. Well, I don't think I'm interesting or witty. Oh goodness. I should read that to him the next time he comes over. I should read that to him and see what he thinks of it. See if he thinks it's how accurate it is. Coffee is life. So because he came over last night, you know, that means he's not, yeah, he can't really do Friday nights anyways, or Fridays. So yeah, we're not going to be spending Valentine's together. But I will wish him a happy Valentine's. And he was telling me that apparently, like, they've got a new guy that's working graveyards with him. And there's another guy that is switching from days to nights. So that, he said, that means that it'll free up his weekends. Hopefully. Which will be nice for him, because it means he'll actually be able to use the weekends to visit with family, because it's hard to visit them during the week because of his family members being busy because of work. Yeah, and he was telling me about this janitor business company, this janitorial company that because he works in a grocery store, and they have a janitorial company that comes. I don't know like how often they come and clean, but yeah, they've had issues apparently with stuff going missing. So this particular janitorial company was recently fired, and they have recently hired a new janitorial company. And yeah, his sister works at another grocery store, and and apparently this particular janitorial company that was recently fired, they also have a contract for that particular store that his sister works at, so he told her to keep an eye out for things going missing. Yeah. So, because, yeah, apparently the store that he works at is the second store to have fired this particular company. So, yeah, this doesn't look too good for this particular janitorial company. And this new janitorial company apparently gave his boss a thank you card, and I think he said a Tim Hortons gift card as well. Something like that, yeah. So I guess they're happy for the work. And yeah. Well, apparently the ones that were recently fired, they did a pretty crappy job anyways, so they were fine with firing them because of the crappy job. So yeah, I do wish that I could I wish I didn't have such a screwed up back, because then I would apply for a job working graveyards with him. Yeah, have him boss me around. Ooh. Ooh, and if I don't do that, what'll you do to me? Although, he doesn't really seem to understand the concept of flirting. So, yeah, when I try to flirt with him, like that, he's a little bit on the literal side, and I'm like, I'm trying to flirt with you. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so he's just, yeah, he hasn't had very many relationships, and the ones that he's had were kind of crappy relationships. Yeah. Well, he has an ex-wife that yeah, she smokes cigarettes and drinks beer, and yeah, I honestly don't know how that relationship started, or how they, like, who asked who, because he just, like, seriously, how in the heck did he end up with that woman? She's got to be like at least 10 years older than him. Maybe even more than 10. I can't remember. Because I just remember that, yeah, she's older. And he, that one really confuses me. His ex-wife, yeah, that relationship really confuses me. But, well, anyways, in the meantime, I enjoy every minute that he's here visiting and spending time with me. I do wish it could be more often. If we didn't live so far apart, he would come over and visit more often. But because of where he lives, because of where his dad lives, it's like a 20-minute, like, it's like a 25-minute, anywhere, it takes him like anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes just to get to the town next door. And he lives on the other end of the town next door. Yeah. So, that, with the cost of gas, and then because of the construction and the highway being closed, because of the construction on the highway and with them expanding the highway, and they're going to be replacing the bridge, putting in a much bigger, newer bridge. And it's for like going to take another 2 years. It's like bloody ridiculous. So he can't stay overnight because of because of his work schedule, based on the scheduling for the highway. Yeah, because like he gets off work at like 8 o'clock in the morning. They close the highway at 9, but he doesn't, like, he's scheduled to get off work at 8 o'clock in the morning. But there are times that he doesn't get out of, actually finish work until like 8:30. Because he's one of those people, he's there for the job. You can tell, some people, you can tell if they're there for the job or if they're there for the paycheck. If they're there for the paycheck, as soon as their shift is over, they're gone. Whereas people who are there for the job, if they're in the middle of doing something and their shift ends, they will finish whatever it is that they're doing before they leave. And I was one of those people. I never liked leaving a job unfinished. When I worked at Denny's, like, I could be all done my work, there's nothing left for me to do, and there's like another 5 to 10 minutes before the end of my shift. I would actually go to the manager or the supervisor, whoever, and I'd be like, well, is there anything you want that you need done? Is there something that I can do? And they'd be like, oh yeah, can you do this? Okay, well, I don't care if it takes another 15-20 minutes to do it. I'll do it before the before I clock out. Oh, coffee is so nummy. But so yeah, I of course that also means you get a few extra bucks. But like working at Denny's, like, you got tips. But yeah, I was they call them a service assistant. It's a fancy term for dishwasher. At Denny's, this particular Denny's is attached to a hotel, and there were times that I would have to go and collect room service trays. It actually didn't happen all that often. We also had a lounge where you could sit and drink coffee or booze, but you didn't have, but yeah, that's where they stored the alcohol, was in the lounge. But the lounge wasn't always open. They didn't always have someone to staff that room. At one point in time, my dad and some of his friends would hang out in the lounge and drink coffee. Yeah. My dad used to be really big about, well, he still is, about getting together with friends and acquaintances and drinking coffee, which is what he does just about every Thursday now. It used to be every Thursday, but now with the construction, because they get together every Thursday at this one place at 11 o'clock in the morning. Well, they close the highway here between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. And so my dad doesn't actually go to the town next door every Thursday anymore, because it's a waste of gas to drive the long way around to get there in the morning, and then the long way around to get back home afterwards. Or he leaves earlier in the morning, and then he's got like a couple of hours to kill before meeting up with these guys, and then going the long way around to come home. Or he kills time there beforehand and then kills time afterwards. It just depends on if there's anything else that he might need to or want to do while he's in town. A couple of times I've gone with him, and we'd hit stores before coffee for his shopping, and then I would do my shopping while he's having coffee. Like the last time I went with him, we went to Walmart. No, we went. That was the time before that. This last time, he took me to the dollar store, and I ran in and I grabbed a few things, and something that I forgot to grab was sugar. So after we went back, and I was sitting in the truck waiting, like just chilling and whatnot, and then it's like, oh crap, sugar, I need sugar. Because I was almost out of sugar, and I need sugar for my coffee, and I will not use brown sugar for my coffee, and I don't have honey, so yeah, I need sugar for my coffee. So I went inside to see if I could buy sugar inside, because I thought it was like the place has changed. It used to be like a big grocery store and like outdoorsman type store on one side. Now it's actually a whole bunch of little mini businesses inside. So yeah, it's like there was no way that I was going to be able to find sugar. I just needed a little bag of sugar. So I went to Walmart. Yep, I went into Walmart and got some sugar, and then went back, parked the truck, and I sat in the truck and watched YouTube for until my dad came out. Oh, and I did my knitting. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I still gotta wait. For those of you who remember, I went and did the sleep test thing the other night, last week. Holy cow, it's already coming up to a week. Oh my goodness. Because it was Thursday night last week. It just, honestly, it feels like it was just like 3 or 4 days ago. Not a week ago. Yeah. I was telling my boyfriend about it. Yeah. And so yeah, I have, okay, it is the 12th today. I have 15 more days. Yeah, I get the results in 15 days. Because, yeah, they're going to call me on the 27th with the results. Yeah, I was telling him, yeah, that's actually the second time I've ever gotten an EEG done. And he's like, well, I can't say the same. I'm like, EEG is head, EKG is heart. He's like, oh, okay, then no, none. He's never had an EEG done in his, but he's had multiple EKGs done. Multiple. Because he's got a strange heart condition. Yeah. His heart has extra like veins or arteries that actually well they leave the heart and then they go to, like they're messed up. Veins and arteries, veins that go to arteries or arteries that go to veins or whatever. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, he's got like extra veins and arteries. And so he actually has to be careful about overexerting himself. And he learned about this 10 years ago. He was helping, it was either a friend or his cousin. But his cousin was there. I think him and his cousin, they were helping a friend move, or they were moving a bunch of stuff, and he's one of those people that like nose to the grindstone, work. I'll take a break when I'm done type deal. All right, so yeah, he suddenly started having issues, and so they like he was getting like, he was sweating and dizzy, and yeah, they were worried that he was going to have a heart attack or something. And so yeah, he ended up going to the hospital. He went, I think he went to Emerge after that. They made him stop and take a break and catch his breath and all of this stuff, and he ended up going to the hospital, and they did a whole bunch of tests and whatnot, and discovered this issue with his heart. And there was talk about they were gonna operate, but then they weren't sure like if they were gonna operate, like cut him open and work on him. What were they gonna do? How were they gonna fix all of this? And yeah. So yeah, it really it scared me. It really scared me, because unfortunately when this happened, my van broke down. So I ended up borrowing his uncle was nice enough to let me borrow a truck for a couple of months. I was hoping to borrow it longer than that, but that didn't happen. I was willing to give him the money for the insurance each month until I could save up enough money to get myself another vehicle. But thankfully, his cousin had a van that he ended up selling me for a couple $100. Yeah. And yeah, I had a few issues with that van. Until my dad gave me his car. He got himself a new car, and he gave me his Pontiac. And so then I just turned around and sold the van for a couple $100. And I had the Pontiac. And I named the Pontiac Baby. She was my baby. Yeah. And I loved that car. She did have a couple of issues, but yeah, my dad took really good care of her. And yeah, one of the biggest mistakes I ever made was choosing Jag, my daughter Wolfie's father, over the man who is now my boyfriend. Yeah. I just feel like if I had stayed, he would still at least have his place. Yeah. But that's just I don't know if it's actually true or not, but with me living there, he would have still, when he lost his business, he still would have had an income, because I'd be giving him the money to pay the mortgage. So then the bank wouldn't be able to repossess the mobile home. Yeah. But you live, you learn. I thought I'd be happy with that man. Turns out I left. I chose the wrong man. Because yeah, honestly, I was happier living with this particular man. Yeah. Yeah. And I think it was because there were no expectations from him. There still isn't any expectations from him. He takes me as I am. No judgment, no criticism. But I think the biggest reason why he is like that with me is because I have hurt him in the past. Not intentionally, but like, how do you know someone has feelings for you unless they actually say something? And he never has. I've asked him, and he's told me that he thinks of me as more than just a friend. He thinks of me as a really good friend, a really, really good friend, but like, that's as far as he goes. And I think that's because he's afraid of putting himself out there again. Honestly. And I'm trying to show him that I am here for him. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to be with anybody else. Because I've come to realize that Yeah, he's the one that I want to be with. I don't want to be with anybody else. Everybody else that I've been with in the past has hurt me in one way or another. Never physically. I've never been physically abused by a guy. My sister, on the other hand, that's a whole other ball of wax. But, yeah, I've been emotionally, verbally, psychologically abused by men in the past. And, yeah. So, and he is, yeah, he's never been like that with me. He just, well, he's been yeah, he's had relationships, but they've the closest, the only serious relationship he ever had was with his ex-wife, and well, I don't think he's ever told me a positive story about her yet. Like, they went to, I think it was Disneyland. And yeah, apparently it wasn't that great of an experience for him. Not as good of an experience as he would have liked. Because like I said, he's like a big kid. He's a kid at heart. A big kid at heart. And he's great with his nephews and nieces. And I know he's always wanted to have kids of his own. And I wish I could have helped him with that. But yeah, it's too late for both of us. For many reasons. But yeah, we're both too old. Now, we're both too old. I'm just not physically capable of having kids. Because of yeah, having my tubes tied. Even though when I was living with him 10 years ago, my doctors, I talked to my doctor about getting at least one of my tubes untied so that I could possibly have another child. And my doctor was like, oh yeah, not a problem, we could do that, definitely. And then I told him, and he's like, oh no, you don't have to do that. But like, I would have liked to have given him a kid. Had a kid with him, because I know he would have been a great dad. Because he comes from a big family. He's got a younger sister, and he's got an older half brother. And of course they both have kids, and then he's got a whole bunch of cousins with kids, and yeah. So he's been around kids a lot. And I guess it just wasn't meant to be for him. Yeah, which sucks. But oh well. Like they say, no point crying over spilled milk, right? Yeah. Yeah, it is too bad. He was doing pretty good there when I was living with him. He had his own business. He had this business. It was pretty much just like a contract for he would drive. He had a couple of cube trucks. When I first moved in with him, he only had the one cube truck, but he had bought the cube truck, and I guess the two contracts for these two companies from this big city. He would every morning he would every weekday morning he would drive out to this big city, and to these two places, and he would pick up delivery orders from businesses and people, and then he would drop off the deliveries all along the way back to the town next door, and then sometimes even to this town. Yeah, once in a while he'd have an order to drop off here in this town. But then he ended up he bought the business from his boss, because his boss decided he wanted to retire. So then his dad co-signed a loan to buy the business, and then after a while he eventually ended up buying another truck, and his dad would sometimes drive for him, and refused to get paid for doing the driving. Yeah, it got his dad out of the house and whatnot. So yeah, so that's what he did. And let's see, all I see left on here are 7s and T's. Yeah. So yeah, business was going good. He ended up hiring a guy to drive the other truck. So then on the days that either he or his driver weren't able to drive, his dad would drive. So he was making pretty good money. And then one of the businesses changed companies. He never went into detail, but or they stopped with the delivery and stuff. So then he ended up with just the one business that he was working for, like picking up from. Yeah, and he was doing that for a few years. Did that for a few years, and then I don't remember. I don't think he ever told me exactly when it happened, but sometime after I moved out, he was driving his truck, and some guy in a car pulled out in front of him and cut him off. And it pissed him off. So he tried talking with the dude, and the dude pulled an attitude, and that pissed him off. And well, one thing led to another. He didn't get arrested. He didn't assault the guy. None of that stuff. But yeah, he got pretty pissed off at the guy. And I guess there was a bunch of yelling, and he grabbed a pipe or something from the truck. Yeah. When the company found out that he did that this happened, they're like, yeah, we're no longer gonna need your services anymore. We don't want to associate with someone with anger issues like that. So yeah, we're canceling our contract with you. So just like that, he was out of work. And so then the bank so then he had to pay the bank back, and so he sold one of the trucks, and then last year or the year before he sold the other truck. He couldn't keep up with the mortgage payments on his place, so he basically walked away from that, because the place needed a lot of work, and with it being a mobile home, banks only give mobile homes a 40-year lifespan, and I'm pretty sure his was older than 40. Yeah. I learned about the 40-year lifespan with banks when my ex-husband and I bought ours before we got married. Little T. There's the little T. So yeah. So yeah, he basically just handed the keys over to the bank and walked away. Packed up all his stuff and moved into his mom's place. And he lived there for a while until she ended up moving into a smaller place, and then he had to find another place to live. So he moved into his dad's basement, and he's been there ever since. And he's been working at this grocery store for, I think he said 5 years now? Yeah. And just about 3 years ago, he started working for a furniture moving company for a bit. And that extra money, plus selling the truck, helped take a big chunk out of what he owed the bank. Yeah, for the loan, because he got there was the loan to buy out the business from his former boss, and then a loan to buy the second truck. So yeah, I don't know if he's actually done paying off the bank or what. I just know that he, like with his expenses living at his dad's, he's pretty broke, because it costs him, like, I know he said it costs him about $100 a week just for gas to get to and from work. So that's why he doesn't come to visit me very often, only every couple of weeks. And once in a while, he can't even make it. Once in a while, it's like an extra week because of work, getting extra shifts or whatever. Yeah, so it is what it is. All I can do is just, well, there's not much I can do. But when he was here last night, periodically he was scrolling through Facebook, and notifications for vehicles was popping up, and he was looking at them a little bit. I honestly think he'd do better with a car, because a car is cheaper on gas. But I guess he's a truck guy. But anyways, as you can see, I'm done this section. Yay. The rest of this bird is not going to take very long. Or the flowers, I don't think. Yeah. I'm just looking through here, and I don't really... Let's see here. Oh, yeah, I don't see any more of this one color. One particular color. This one here. I'm almost out of it, and I think that's because I'm all done with this color. I don't see the symbol anywhere. So I think that's it for this color. And that's all that was just in the tail. Yeah. Yep. Anywho, that's it for this video. I'm gonna figure something out for, yeah, I'm gonna go check on my pipes. I gotta do that. Definitely gotta do that. And then come back and oh, yeah, this is a really delicate canvas. You can see, I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see on here, there's a line here. That's from where I cut the cover paper, the plastic over top, because it's thick plastic, and unfortunately, yeah, it cut the canvas a little bit. So I don't know what to do about that. Any ideas, please let me know in the comments below, because yeah, I've got another line. There's another line up right here too. But yeah, any suggestions would be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one.